Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Caitlin, your favorite Michigan girl, and I have been burdened by a glorious purpose. Just kidding, you guys. Yesterday, Marvel Studios surprised, I think, pretty much everybody and dropped the official trailer for Loki! Oh my gosh. I have mentioned this before. The top 3 shows, and in my Black Widow trailer I mentioned this, the top 3 Marvel shows I have been the most excited for since the announcement of these TV shows was WandaVision, Miss Marvel, and of course, Loki. He is like one of my all-time favorite characters from the MCU, from just Marvel in general. It's like, for my ultimate favorite, it is Scarlet Witch, and then right beneath it is like Loki and Spider-Man, and then Vision and Doctor Strange, and like all the magic users. So I am super, super, super excited to see Loki. They announced at Disney Investor Days, Loki is going to be more of an experimental type show, much like WandaVision was, in that Loki will have a detective theme. That's right, Loki is going to be themed like a detective story. That makes me super excited. I cannot wait to see Loki. I am enjoying Falcon and Winter Soldier, like I mentioned in my reaction for the new Black Widow trailer. I have been enjoying, or some other trailer, I don't remember. I have been enjoying the Falcon and Winter Soldier, but like I mentioned, I don't feel this obsessive need to rewatch each episode multiple times like I did with WandaVision. Like with The Mandalorian, there were a couple episodes I would rewatch after watching them a first time. But with WandaVision, it was like, oh my gosh, I watched each episode of WandaVision, all 9 episodes, I watched between 2 to 3 times after they aired. So I'd watch it the day after it aired, and then I'd watch it 2 or more, at least 2 more times. So that is how like sucked into WandaVision I was. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm not getting that sucked in feeling I got with WandaVision. It's still there. It's just not this all-encompassing obsessive need to rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. It's just a Marvel movie, so it's just a fun, really quick movie that I don't think will have any insane leave us with any really burning questions like WandaVision did. Because Falcon and Winter Soldier isn't really leading into anything. WandaVision was leading into Captain Marvel 2, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and Falcon and Winter Soldier really isn't leading into anything. With Loki's not leading into anything either as of right now. Like, it's not leading into another Marvel project. But they are doing it as an experimental type show, and I looked up the premise because I'm sure everyone is curious and I like to throw these in my videos. So, the premise of Loki is, after stealing the Tesseract during the events of Avengers Endgame, Loki is brought to the mysterious Time Variance Authority, or TVA, organization, and their timekeepers, and is forced to fix several timelines he broke while traveling through time, altering human history with the Tesseract, ending up trapped in his own crime thriller. For those of you who are wondering, what the heck is the TVA? Well, the TVA, or the Time Variance Authority, is a fictional organization, a group of timeline monitors appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. They first appeared in Thor Volume 1, number 372, which was released in October 1986. And the TVA originally paid homage to longtime Marvel writer, editor, and continuity expert Mark Grunwald. The TVA staff were all clones of him. So this was something that appeared in the comics, and actually a lot of people were confused when they saw it. Blind Wave, when they saw the Loki trailer, the first one, they actually didn't know what TVA was. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. My brother actually knew what it was, and he's the one who told me. So basically in the comics, the TVA is responsible for monitoring the multiverse and pruning timelines. That's why I said Loki isn't, as of right now, leading into anything, but we do have the multiverse mentioned here in the thing of what TVA is. And also, we do have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, so who knows, Loki might actually kind of lead into that a little bit. And they were something that worked with the Avengers at times. At the end of time, the last director of the TVA creates the Timekeepers, the last 3 beings who exist in the remaining timeline in the universe. However, this process also ends up creating the Time Twisters, a trio of beings who imperil all realities until stopped by Thor and other members of the Avengers. They've been seen recently working at times with the law agency of She-Hulk. And so that is TVA, just a quick description. It's basically Time Cops. So far, the cast and characters for the show. Tom Hiddleston as Loki, of course, duh. Who else is going to play him? Owen Wilson as Morbius M. Mobius, a member of the TVA. And Tom Hiddleston helped Owen Wilson prepare for the role by telling him and showing him what parts of the MCU he should know to help him connect with this character, because apparently Owen Wilson has never seen Marvel. I will butcher this name, so please forgive me. Gogu Mabatha Raw as Ravonna Lexus Renslayer, a member of the TVA who serves as one of its judges. Winmai Mosaku as Hunter B-15, a member of the TVA. And it also will have Sophia Di Martino, Richard E. Grant, Sasha Lane, and Erica Coleman. And they have all been in the show, and their roles are undisclosed. No episode listing yet, but here's what's interesting. They are developing a second season for Loki. So, of the 3 shows that have aired so far, Loki is the only one that has been greenlight as being able to have a second season, which is something I think Kevin Feige mentioned, like, right after Investor Days. Like, WandaVision was originally just going to be a limited series, so not a second season. Falcon and Winter Soldier is limited time, will probably not be a second season. Loki is of right now going to have a second season, which is kind of amazing. So I really can't see what happens. I can't wait to see this series. I can't wait to see what happens in it. So I'm really excited that this series is going to have a second season. If you would ask me right now what other shows I think will have a second season, currently, other than Loki, I think Hawkeye and Ms. Marvel are the best bets to have a second season within the MCU. In particular, Ms. Marvel, because she will be in Captain Marvel 2. So I really see them doing Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel 2, and then doing a second season of Ms. Marvel. Especially with the way some people are saying they're setting up Young Avengers, which I think Ms. Marvel might have been a part of. But we've seen Wiccan and Speed. So they're starting to, and Kate Bishop. So looks like they're setting up Young Avengers, which would kind of be cool if they would. And also Ironheart with the reboot on the show. That's enough of my rambling. Let's go ahead and watch this trailer, you guys. I was so bummed. This dropped while I was at my internship yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, I won't have time to do a reaction. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm super, super, super excited. I'm sorry for the extenuous noises outside. I have my window open because it's a damn nice day. Dang nice day. So let me crank up the volume. If you have your speakers on high, maybe turn them down a little bit because mine is very loud. So let's do this. Loki, Loki. It's still 70s, the design. Oh, poor Loki!
I know what this place is. The timekeepers have built quite the circus.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the clowns are playing their parts to perfection.
Whoa.
Big metaphor guy. I love it. Makes you sound super smart.
I am smart.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Kitty!
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
This is absurd.
Sign this too.
I repeat,
We
poor Loki.
protect the proper flow of time. You picked up the Tesseract, breaking reality. I want you to help us fix it.
Why me?
I need your unique Loki perspective.
Do I get a weapon?
Yeah.
Loki, you don't need much.
You really believe in this Loki variant?
Luckily, he
Oh my
believes
God.
in himself enough for the both of us.
Why? It is adorable that you think you could possibly manipulate me. I'm 10 steps ahead of you.
You're not big on trust, are you?
You can trust me.
Loki, I've studied almost every moment of your entire life. You've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times.
Why never do it again?
Wait, that cat? Woo! Whoa, pause. Okay. That looks... I got super pumped for the teaser trailer that aired during Investor Days. I got super excited for that. This made me even more excited. This looks beyond amazing. This looks so good. It looks like the same level of WandaVision. So I'm super excited. First off, this is so 70s. This whole setup is very 70s. And then Loki pops in, and you probably heard me go, oh my gosh, poor Loki. Weirdest element. Like, poor Loki! He's like, oh my gosh, it makes me feel so sad for him. So, what's very interesting is he knows. Like, we hear him say that. Let's play that through a little bit.
I know what this place is. The timekeepers have built quite the circus. And I see the clowns are playing their parts to perfection.
So Loki obviously knows what the TVA is, who the timekeepers are, and what their responsibility is. And it sounds like he doesn't really care. Well, it's Loki. Of course he doesn't care. So it's very interesting. Of course, we have to remember, this is not the Loki we saw in Infinity War who sacrificed himself in an attempt to save his brother, to save their people. This is Loki from Avengers, the first Avengers movie. This is Loki who has pretty much just woken up from being under the control of Thanos, the control of the Chitauri. He has not formed kind of that understanding with Thor yet. He has not really come to accept who he is. He's still kind of in that mind space of nobody, my family, who I thought who my family was, doesn't want me. They don't accept me. They don't care about me. So that is kind of where in my head he is at this point. Sorry, I'm mixing up my drink. Because that is kind of who he was in Avengers. And a part of me thinks that Loki would not have been put in that spot in Avengers where he was controlled by Thanos and the Chitauri if it wasn't for his family going, well, we're not ever going to tell him he's adopted. And where he's from, we're going to make them into the big bad guy so that when he finds out he's adopted and what he is, he's going to be filled with like this self-loathing and self-hatred. And it just breaks my heart for Loki. It's kind of one of the reasons why he's my favorite character is he is the quintessential black sheep in his family, which is what I feel like at times. So he is kind of a lost soul again. Like in Infinity War and Ragnarok, he kind of, I feel like he found himself. He wasn't so lost. He was able to form an understanding to rebuild that bond he had with Thor. And maybe even have Thor finally realize that Loki just wanted to step out of his shadow. And now we're right back to where Loki just feels like he's in Thor's shadow. Nobody understands him. Nobody gets him. And so we're back to Loki being that lost soul. Who does? When what does Loki do when he's lost? He goes out and causes mischief. He's the god of like lies and mischief and chaos, and that is who he is. And he doesn't have anyone to rein him in now, so he's gonna live his best life. So we go ahead. We see him talking to Owen, who's like, "Hey, you messed up the timeline because of your little stunt with the Tesseract." What's interesting is they show this scene, like a part of this scene in the original trailer, and they show scenes from Avengers, and at one point they show Loki like turning his head and just having this face of like sadness and regret. And having rewatched Avengers and being such a big Loki fan, and I've always come to the conclusion that Loki, at this point he was being controlled by the Chitauri, and in the beginning of the Avengers, to me it seems like Loki was just calling out for help and nobody was listening. He was calling out for help the best he could. So he truly regrets his actions. Loki's not a bad person, in my mind. He's not bad. He's misunderstood, he's lost, and he didn't really have people in his corner growing up. You know, Thor was there for him, but Thor was like, they went two different ways. And so by the time Thor's like, oh my gosh, it was almost too late. So Loki is not a bad person. He does have regrets, but he's gonna mask it. It's Loki after all. And then this part just made me laugh. This scene just made me. I didn't laugh out loud, but I laughed. I loved it. Kitty! Look at the cat! Hi!
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
This is absurd.
Sign this too.
Okay, I don't understand the point of this. I just find it funny. That's a lot. So that is quite a bit of paperwork. And again, Loki, poor Loki. I love this all. It's so cool.
We protect the proper flow of time. You picked up the Tesseract, breaking reality.
That's the scene I was talking about where they were looking back at his past, and that's where he's telling them, we want you to help us fix the flow of reality, which is going to be really interesting.
Help us fix it.
Why me?
I need your unique Loki perspective.
I love how Owen Wilson's character words it when he's like, why do you need me? I need your unique Loki perspective. At this point, knowing what we know about Loki, Loki does not view the world, the universe, actions the same way as everybody else does. He definitely has a 100% unique perspective on things, and I love the way it's worded, the Loki perspective. They need that unique perspective that only the God of Mischief and Lies can give them, which is so cool. And then we go forward.
Do I get a weapon?
Nah.
I love it. Do I get a weapon? Nah. Technically, Loki doesn't need a weapon. He's got magic, which is awesome. And then, of course, we see him with his, and later in the trailer, we see the trademark daggers, which are just, mwah. I love his dagger work. It's so cool. So going forward, we see them. There's the daggers!
In this Loki variant.
And then,
Luckily, he believes in himself enough. Luckily, he...
then we go back here.
You really believe in this Loki variant?
So we hear the judge questioning. She calls him a Loki variant, which is very interesting. But she's questioning, can we really believe in him? And then it takes to this shot. This is New York. That's the freaking Avengers Tower. So this is clearly an alternate timeline where maybe the Chitauri and Thanos won. And this is what happened. Like, there were no Avengers, and it's gone. And then we hear Owen Wilson say this.
Luckily, he believes in himself enough for the both of us.
That is what strikes me. Luckily, he believes in himself enough for the both of us. See, as I said, I think of Loki as a lost soul. I don't think at this point we have that confident Loki that we had in Ragnarok and Infinity War. I think we still have the Loki who is very kind of unsure of himself, unsure of his place in the world, because that is who we had in Thor and Avengers and even Thor Dark World. We had a very kind of unsure, almost hesitant Loki. So that, what Owen Wilson's Morbius says, is kind of striking to me because he says that, but I'm not sure if that is true right now for Loki where he currently is in his life. So going on, he does, I love it. The Flippy Puppy! Oh my gosh! I'm such a 12-year-old. He does the Flippy Puppy and I love it.
Bye.
Bye!
It is adorable that you think you could possibly manipulate me.
I love that. That is like perfect Loki right there. Like, it's adorable you think you can manipulate me. I honestly think the only reason Thanos was able to manipulate Loki is because he had Loki under his control. Loki is the ultimate manipulator. Loki is the God of mischief and lies. He is like the ultimate. He is perfect at getting people to do what he wants them to do, at pulling strings. So for him to say, it's funny, it's cute that you think you can control me, it's very telling because, as I just stated, I think the only reason Thanos was able to like get Loki to do what he did was because he had Loki under his control. If Loki wasn't under anyone's control, there's no way in heck Thanos would have been able to push Loki into attacking the Earth. So that is very cool. And obviously, this is what I meant by Loki being a lost soul, is we see him do this. Is he takes off on his own.
You're not big on trust, are you?
You can trust me.
Loki, I've studied.
And that's the thing. Morbius says it perfectly. You're not big on trust, are you? No, Loki is not big on trust. He hasn't really been given a good reason to trust people yet. Like, he had his little bubble of people he could trust and just kind of imploded on him. So he doesn't really have a reason to trust anybody. And then this part just made me smile. I loved this part.
Almost every moment of your entire life, you've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times. Why never do it again?
I love it. I'd never do it again. But this is really cool. I love seeing this. And there's one more scene if I can find it. There. Oh my gosh, go back. I went past it. It came. There. There it is. So, when this trailer aired, when the first trailer aired, they showed a wider shot of this. And people freaked out because this woman with the short hair was there. And they said that where this scene took place looks like Vormir. So a lot of people were thinking that is Natasha. That's Black Widow. So when I first saw during the first watch through, you probably heard me say, oh my gosh, that's Natasha. I'm not sure it is, because when we see her in Avengers Endgame, her hair was longer. This one, I think it's the hair that got people. The red hair, and it's kind of short. But I think what people are forgetting is that Natasha had long hair in Endgame. So it looks like Natasha. And that's why I said it. I think I said her name when I was doing the first watch through. Honestly, now, doing it this time, I'm not sure if that is her or not. I'm like, 20% of me is saying, oh my gosh, that's Natasha, that's Black Widow. The other 80% of me is saying, I don't think that's her. I think it's a completely different character. So that is where I'm at right now. It looks like her, but I don't want to say it is her. And also, if it was her, why would Loki, well, I'm trying to figure out why would it be so important for Loki to go to this moment in time, but then I realized he actually talked to, I'm remembering his conversation with Nat in Avengers, where she talks about having red in her ledger, and she plays him really well. But still, master manipulator. And so I'm thinking maybe that's it. But like I said, I am not comfortable enough as of right now to say that is Nat. Maybe as we get closer to the show, they'll flesh out this character, because it kind of seems like this scene is important. I just said the word kind of a lot. So it feels like this scene is kind of important, maybe even pivotal. I don't know, and I don't know who she is, but I'm kind of excited to see who she is. So, whoa! Okay, full disclosure with the Loki logo. I keep going past it. I know people weren't like thrilled with the final logo for Loki. I love the Loki logo. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. So I love it. I cannot wait to get my Loki shirts. I'm already planning on getting one that says TVA. There's also a shirt that says what makes a Loki, so I'm kind of curious about that one. So Loki, the original series, starts streaming June 11th. That's not too far away, you guys. It's like almost 2 months, but still not too far. So I am super, 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 super excited to see, Loki when it comes out on Disney Plus this June. What do you guys think? Tell me down below. Leave a comment. Are you excited for Loki? Are you a big fan of Loki? Are you excited to see what this series does? Are you excited to see how much of a departure it is from the MCU? Do you think it's going to be more closer to WandaVision in terms of the style, or do you think it's going to be more closer to Falcon and Winter Soldier and be a little bit more traditional? What other shows are you looking forward to? I know I mentioned Hawkeye and Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel especially are ones I'm looking forward to. So leave a comment down below what you guys think. Also, who do you think that woman is that looks like Black Widow? Is it Natasha or is it somebody else? Let me know what you guys think down below. Also, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you like what I'm doing and want to see me to keep doing it. Also, this is only the second time I'm mentioning it. If you really like what I'm doing and you want to be in the know about when I upload new videos to my YouTube page, make sure you have the notification bell clicked on. So, with that being said, I am done for the day. So, I am wishing you all lots of love, hugs, and prayers. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay healthy. And I will talk to everybody later. Peace out, guys. Bye.